Okay, this will be part 7, reading World Within a World. And get a little window for a visual. Okay, this is on page 69, and it's December 17th, 1955. We wish to point out that the results from the discovery of the use of the radiations as applied to the physical form did not come all at once, but were a slow, perceptive condition of response which finally brought us to the point of recognizing our auric being and becoming aware of it as the essential entity. Others describe this light form as the soul being, the color form, the etheric body, but to us it is the auric being which carries with it the radiations which help to keep the physical body alive and well. If the radiations from the auric being are undeveloped, are poisoned by the thought forms projected through the mental channels, the physical emotional vehicles will react accordingly. When the auric being is alight with the positive radiations, then the whole vehicle of manifestation responds in positive active strength. This is often the case whether or not the thoughts are turned into purely religious channels. A man may feel healthy, happy, and full of the powers of radiant manifestation without accepting either the moral code or the regulations laid down for him by sectarian teachings. However, he must obey the laws of his own being, and if he fails to conform to them, his breaking of the laws laid down by man will be inevitable. The auric being, capital A, capital B, by the way, is a transmitter of the light. It is a fine, delicate structure which might be likened to the web spun by a spider. Invisible lines of radiation go out from the solar body to the physical vehicle and connect through various centers to it. They are, the pages are really bad here. They are conditioned by the thought forms given, but also by the receptivity of mind to the inner planes of reality. A man may not know them for what they are, may not accept them as the triune principles / Father, or dash, Son, and Holy Spirit, semicolon, but may be unaware that he is a bearer of the light to color tone radiations, and as such creates his world of form. But in order to be such a bearer of the light, he must have an active and positive degree of receptiveness to the harmonizing qualities of being, and must share them generously with all about him. The impact of such a man upon the lives of others is frequently stronger than that of the deeply religious man. Oh no, I can't hardly see the print. The reason is that he rarely tries to reform or condition others to his way of life because he does not channel his thought, it's all messed up, through a specific form. It's not sometimes but lets them open, is, and the page is just wiped out. Sorry about that. I can't wait to get another copy. Okay, sorry, that ends right there anyway. 30th December, 1955. And some of the words are not on the page either. Okay. Man is prone to consider himself as predominantly a physical being. His next step is to consider himself in relation to mind and to begin to acquire mental powers. Through this step in consciousness, he has begun to analyze and study the reactions of the mind upon the physical being. He has as something his thought processes over to tracing the cause of, I don't want to skip it, but I have to. Okay, I have to skip a couple of sentences. We do not blah 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 this method of progress. We say it is unnecessary, at times unhelpful, but reasonable in view of man's failure to grasp the whole picture of the self in manifest form. I hope that conveys the gist of it, but sorry. Okay, now we can read this part. Okay, I am a being of light is a statement of fact. All is energy, and energy is light. True, the physical being is cast aside and finally reduced to dust and ashes, returns to earth and becomes a part of it. But Jesus taught that so to cast aside the body of manifestation is not essential. I'm going to say it again. Jesus taught that so to cast aside the body of manifestation is not essential, that it too may be redeemed by the very light particles of which it is composed. Favorite. Through our long periods of contemplation and study, we came to see that the light body was the reality of which the physical, mental, emotional body was merely a projection. But we also knew that the auric being must be developed to where it became the essential dynamo through which the physical took form, just as a vehicle of transport is empowered by a motor or dynamo or the transference of energy. We then began to classify the various aspects of the color tone radiations through the auric being. We then knew with certainty that they composed the man, but that he had to acquire them through the use of the mind substance available to him. Our next step was to analyze mind substance. Was it different from that which was the essential substance of being, that from which all form became manifest? We began to use our own vital energies insofar as they could manifest through our present state of awareness. We found that the more engrossed we became in the study of the powers inherent within man, the greater our capacity to visualize them. In so doing, we put them to work for us, and as we did so, they became dynamic and brought about results which proved to us that they were ever-present faculties of being, ready to be used. We discovered the substance of being to be malleable, capable of being molded into any form we chose. Okay, 7 minutes. All right, I'm going to continue and hope it doesn't turn off. January 7th, 1956. We should like to analyze further what is meant by the auric being, the auric vehicle, or the man of light. Mind substance is generally conceived to be the mental powers of man, and it is believed by the majority that man acquires them according to his ability to grasp what has been termed generally as knowledge, namely that which is on record and accepted by the mind of man. But knowledge is not mind substance. Knowledge is not mind substance. It is merely the ability of the ego to grasp and formulate what already is. Mind substance is the very essence of being from which all the qualities are made manifest. It is the all-knowingness, the unlimited, the undifferentiated, the essence of all manifestation. It is in truth that which man terms God, or the source of all good. When the mind touches upon this great cosmic awareness, it absorbs whatever it can attain to, can assimilate of light. Man has developed it throughout recorded time according to his capacity to receive, absorb, and assimilate. It has color tone of great brilliance when fully developed. It is everlasting being, having all the potentials of the perfect man or spiritual being, capital letter. It is related to the physical man as his potential manifestation. If he recognizes and acknowledges it, it becomes strong and resilient, capable of manifesting powers far beyond the ordinary. If man has not progressed to the point of recognition, it remains in abeyance, A-B-A-Y-A-N-C, until he develops the capacity for recognition. But it is always connected with the silver cord, or substratum of reality, which holds him within his physical body. When it is detached from the physical, it acts according to its power to relate itself to another form of existence. If highly developed, it moves upward into higher spheres and relates itself to the cosmic consciousness of the all-knowing mind. From this, it gathers substance which may again return it to an earth form, to give greater expression to that form, or to learn lessons not previously learned. The auric being, therefore, is the essence of the physical manifestation. If recognized or accepted by the manifesting body, it gives off a degree of radiation, parentheses, which is the equivalent of electrical energy, unquote, parentheses, and which is described by those who can read or photograph the many-colored aura. This transformation is not the result of mental manipulation of thought powers, but rather the result of surrender of such powers to the body of light, so that the body of light may do its work without resistance. Therefore, the Master taught that the man who seeks believing is the man most likely to receive the transcendent powers and become a channel for their use. I'm going to stop there for today. Okay, thank you.